Welcome back. So let us run our server to see where we stopped from and we'll resume. Make sure your virtual environment is activated. So python manage.py run server. Yes, so let's open this in our browser. Copy this and open it in your browser. Good. So we are now going to design our home page, and after designing the home page, we shall do something small on the dashboard in this session too. So to start with our dashboard, we are going to have a good home page with a header, with a footer, and a few buttons here. So let's design that quickly. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a base template which all other templates will be inheriting, so that we are very uniform with creating our nav bars and our footers. So that's why we are going to come here in templates and we create a new file. We call it base.html. So this base.html is what other templates will be inheriting. So let's come here and we open up. Let's first change this to HTML so that we are able to use the HTML shortcuts. And then we are going to call this and then from there we are going to link in our static files, just as we did with index.html. Load static, then we are going to link our CSS here, and then we are going to link it, open curly braces, percentage, and then we put static, then css / style.css. So this is our base.html. So we are going to have a division here, and this division we are going to create a nav bar. So we want to create here something like a nav bar, like maybe a company name. Then we can have the login, the logout, the dashboard, all the other buttons here. Then we shall also create a footer here. Then all the other pages will be inheriting this. So now we have a division. Then we can have another two subdivisions in here. This division we can give it a class of navbar, and then this one can now give it like a h1, and we can use Kamate group limited as the heading. And then in this other div we are going to have an ordered list, and this list is going to contain a list like having links to the home page, having links to the login, another link to dashboard, and we can also have something like logged in as. Then as soon as we handle logins, then we shall be able to add the user here. Good. So then down here we can have our footer, and our footer we can have maybe a heading like 3. Then we can add just a simple copyright 2026. All rights reserved. We can have a small tag, and within it we can have something like designed by. Okay, so let's refresh our page. Oh, wait, if we refresh our page, we shall not be able to see this because this is base.html. So for us to see this, remember our home page is index.html. So we shall come to index.html. We can delete everything here, and then what we do, we first extend the base template. Extends base.html. So when we extend base.html and we refresh, okay, you have to always make sure that the server is running, and this is extends, not extend. And the other thing is, in our base.html, we expect that all pages which inherit base.html to be able to display the contents, all these contents here. But in between here, after displaying the upper part, which is the header section and the footer, in between here we need to have contents of the exact page being displayed. That's why here we are going to have what we call block content. So in the Django, why I'm using curly braces and percentage, we do this when we are writing any form of logic in the template. So it has to be written in that way. So here we are going to have block content, and then here we shall end block. So it means that any information that will be fed in here by the other inheriting template will be displayed in this section after displaying the navbar and the footer. So let's see that one in action. So in our index.html, we are extending base.html, and then we are going to have our block content, and then we're also going to have our end block. Then in between here, we're going to have something like h2. This is the home page. So when we refresh the page, good. So this is what we have here. So now this is how it is looking like at the moment. So this is the home page. So for any page that will be inheriting base.html, it will always be having a header and a footer. This is done to create uniformity among all the pages, because if you have 50 pages, you cannot be designing their headers and their footers all the time. Instead, we just need to have one header and footer. For example, if you check a website like maybe kamategroup.online, you see when you click on take services, it does not need to reload all these pages, all these header and footer. So the header and footer are always there for every page. So even if you go for travel services, you're going to find out that the footer is still there, the same footer. Even if you go onto any other page on this very website, the footer is gonna be the same. So that's how it is achieved practically. So let's apply some simple formatting on our page. So in the formatting, let's get back to our Visual Studio Code. Let me minimize this so that we are able to see the formatting in action. Good. So we are going to apply some CSS on the header section. So this is our CSS file, and then this is our HTML, our base.html. Now we are going to start by applying. So we have a div class navbar. So we are going to select this navbar, and we are going to apply a display of flex. Let's refresh the page and we see. Good. So display flex, and then from there we can give it a background color of blue. Refresh the page to see effect. Yes, we can give it the color of the text, we can make it white, and can apply padding of 0 and margin of 0. Good. We can also format the body. We can give it font family. You can choose a font of your choice, and then we can we can now give our footer. Can give our footer background color of blue. Then we can also make its text to be white. Yes, this is nice. Make sure to save. There's also an option for auto saving. Yeah, so you can enable auto saving. When you click on file, there is an option for auto save, so that any change you make automatically saves. So we are still editing, we are still formatting our home page, and let's refresh the page and we see. Yes, what you're going to do, we are now going to remove to make these ones be in line. So let's get back to our CSS, and in our CSS I'm going to also apply a margin on the whole body of 0 and a padding of 0 to remove these spaces in between here. So let's refresh. Good. And then let's now handle this. We go to our nav bar. So in our base.html, our nav bar has a UL. So we have another division with UL. So the UL is what we are going to format. UL stands for an ordered list. So UL list style, let's give it none and refresh. Good. Then let us also give it a display of flex. Good. Then we can give it a gap of 20 pixels. So that's enough for the unordered list. Then from there we can make this footer. We can just add some padding on the footer's text. Some padding here. Of 20 pixels. Good. Then we can center the heading or the home page here. This word here. This word is in index.html. So we can actually remove this and we add a button to the dashboard. So we can add an A tag. Let's change this to HTML. We add an A tag. Yes, then this one we shall link it later. Then we can format it also. Can highlight our A tag, and then we can apply text align to center. We can also increase. Okay, this is enough. Text align is center. Okay, that is fine. Then we can also apply. We can apply a style in here. style for the font size. We can make it something like 30 pixels. Yes, then we can also give it padding. Padding of 30 pixels also. Let's check our text align center. So I think this is nice. Let's add some margin. Margin of 40 pixels. Good. So I have been able to add a div for this a tag, and I named it. I gave it a class of home. Then on styling, so we are giving it text align of center and margin of 40 pixels, and this one we are good to go. So it means that all other templates which I shall create will always automatically inherit this. We can also center this. Line items center. Good. So now clicking on go to dashboard should be able to take someone to the dashboard, and also clicking on login should take someone to the login form. So let's first handle this. Clicking on go to dashboard should open up the dashboard page, which should also inherit the base template. So to start with, we are going to create a new app for the dashboard, because dashboard will be having a lot of information. We can manage it in one specific module. So let me zoom in a bit so that you are able to see well. Let me stop the server. Then I'm going to run python manage.py start app, and this app I'm going to call it dashboard. Press enter. So dashboard has been created here. After that, every time you create an app, make sure you go and register it in settings.py. So let's go to settings, and installed apps, we add dashboard. After that, we now need to direct all URLs that start with dashboard to this dashboard app. So in our main module under urls.py, we are going to create a new URL path that start with dashboard. So all URLs that start with dashboard should be handled by dashboard.urls. So that's why we use the include function. This include function comes from the Django.urls. Yes. Having done this, we are now able to come and we configure our dashboard URL. We don't have urls.py in the dashboard app, so we shall create urls.py here, and then from there we shall be able to write our URL patterns, and we are going to create the first path. The first path is going to be to an empty string, and it will be handled by views.dashboard, and its name is going to be, I'm going to call it dashboard. Good. So let's import what is underlined here. We are going to first import path. So path comes from the Django.urls, and then I will also import views. From the current folder, import views. So having done this, we are now going to create our views and create this function called dashboard. So head over to our views in the dashboard app. We create a function, we call it dashboard, and it always taking a request, and it's going to return render the request with dashboard/dashboard.html. So we are using dashboard/dashboard.html because we are going to create a folder in templates called dashboard, so that we can put all dashboard related pages in one place. So let's head over down to templates, and then we create a new folder, we call it dashboard, and within it we create in a file called dashboard.html. Then this file is going to extends base.html. Then down here we are going to have block content, and at the end here we are also going to have content block. So this is where the page content will be. So if we have to put something like h3, this is the dashboard. Okay, so it means that we already have our dashboard configured. Now clicking on the button, on this button here, go to dashboard, should take us to the dashboard. So this button is in our index.html. So we shall go to index.html, then we locate this button, go to dashboard, then under the reference, we are going to reference it using the URL for the dashboard. So we shall put here URL, then open quotes, dashboard. Good. So let's refresh the page. Let's first check if the server is running. The server is not running. Let's run the server again. Good. So let's refresh the page. Click on go to dashboard. There is an error. This error, let's check where it is. The error is on this one, is content block. This one, this is dashboard.html. So dashboard.html, we made a small error there under dashboard.html. So we have block content, then it has to end with end block, not content block again, end block. Good. So let's get back here and refresh the page. Good. This is the dashboard. So also clicking this should be able to take us to the home page, this one and this one. Let's fix that quickly. It is in base.html. Clicking on home should take us directly to home.html. So we shall add an a tag to home. Shall add a net tag. This is home, and then we shall add curly braces, percentage URL. The URL for the home page, let's check here, we called it home, so we are going to come back to base.html and we place it here, home. So clicking on the home will take us to the home.html. The same thing with this heading. For the heading, we can first leave it for now. Let's refresh the page. Clicking on home takes us to home, then clicking on go to dashboard takes us to the dashboard. So we are now going to, in the coming session, shall be able to handle the login and the dashboard. Yeah.